So, welcome, Joachim. Would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, thank you very much, Susan. My name is Joachim or Joe, if you like. I'm a founder of DNAnalytics, which is a tech company, a small tech company based in Hamburg, Germany. And our idea is to, design an assisting system for coaches, not a chatbot, but an assisting system for coaches, because we are convinced that we need to amplify human potential, not replace it. And that is what is driving us now for, close to 4 years. And it is a really exciting journey, and we are really happy to partner with the ICF in that. And yeah, that's me. My
Very good.
background is in educational science and psychology. I work as an executive coach in the aerotech, mainly in the aerotech business. So that it is.
That's very good. Thank you very much for spending time with us today. So, as we have our little fireside chat, I
Mhm.
would like to reflect on 2025 with you and looking back.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
if we do look back over 2025, can you think of any meaningful moment where you've seen human connection, technology, coming together in coaching?
Susan, yes, I can. I consider the talks with you and with Joel and Thomas and many other colleagues over the last year and month to be very meaningful. Yeah, because that is, well, on one hand, we all talked about technology, but on the other hand, we talked about something that is very close to my heart, which is resonance.
Hmm.
Meaning it is the way that we create a framework of meaning, a commonly shared framework of meaning. And that is pivotal and crucial in the entire discussion on AI. Yeah. And
Hmm.
it is us, the humans, defining that. It
Hmm.
is not the technology. Yeah. And that was really meaningful for me. I remember lots of talks with very, very bright people and very alert people and curious people and passionate people as well that were kind of these were the human sparks, or however you say that, things that I remember to
Hmm.
be very meaningful in our discussions.
Hmm. And that word resonance. So I'm curious as to whether AI could ever get close to anything like resonance.
Uh, Actually, that is the interesting question, or the important question. Yeah. Because in my world, coaching is a process of resonance. And looking at technology, looking at AI, what I see is acceleration. Yeah. Technology is speeding up the pace of life, and it is kind of, enhancing availability and control. And that is a myth. Yeah. The technology gives us the myth that we can control life,
Hmm.
that we are always available. And coaching needs time, and that is the opposite of acceleration.
Hmm.
And that is, it is so how shall I say, so interesting. Yeah, by by offering an immediate and easy response on my demand when I work with AI. Yeah. Um, that is contributing to accelerating the speed of my life. Yeah, it is, well, it does not give me the time to reflect.
Mm.
And and that is something where I think the idea of resonance is really important. And that is what we at the moment in DNA try to dig deeper into together with the University of Göttingen in a study. Yeah? So what is using AI doing with our brain? Yeah?
Mm.
With the fact that we can get immediate and very easy response that is kind of always impressive because the amount of knowledge that we are
Mm.
confronted with can't be stored between our ears.
Mm.
That is not possible. Yeah? So what is our brain doing with that? Yeah. One thesis is it brings you to more a consumption attitude.
Mm.
The other thesis is, yeah, it may help to enlarge the use of potential there. And that is what we will try to explore.
And that
Yeah.
study is next year. Is it happening
Yeah, we
already
will
or?
no, we will go out next week with a study design and I will send it around and you can have a look at that. Yeah,
Yeah.
resonance and acceleration. These are the things that are
Mm.
at the moment really,
Mm.
really interesting from my thinking and
Yes,
from my
yes.
communication.
Well, and yeah, for the wider community as well. So yeah. So as we experiment and learn, what
Yes.
principles guide you or should guide us in keeping AI human-centered, ethical, and inclusive?
Well, that's really interesting. Principles, I would say, I think we all should try to keep a critical view on on things. Yeah. Uh, and even if, as I've mentioned already, the answers that we get from AI are overwhelming. Yeah. I think it is always important that we kind of before we take on that information, yeah, make sure that we are in a state where we are centered in ourselves. Yeah, we are aware of what we are doing and we are aware of our values and reflecting on that would be one principle that I think is important. And for that, as said, I think we need time. We need time to reflect. We need time to do fireside chats, and thank you very much for that, because that is part of my one of my principles. Yeah, communicate, talk, and not to the AI, but to human beings. Yeah, try
Absolutely.
to
Yeah.
try to bring these brains together in order to understand what AI can be good for, and in order to understand where the dangers
Mm.
are. Yeah, so that would be one answer.
Mm. There is there's something I would like to be able to do to have like an open dialogue or a big conversation amongst our community. So that might be something for us to see how we might be able to do that.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, your pulse check could be a good tool. So I know one of your products is that. So we'll see. Anyway, uh,
Yeah.
I have another question for you. So if you
Go
could
ahead.
imagine one shift that could positively shape the next chapter of coaching, what would it be?
Well, you have really demanding questions. One shift. Well, mm, what I think would be super cool is if we could find out a way in coaching, meaning with our clients, but in the coaching community itself, to to stipulate and foster learning. And by that I mean, well, um, I know that my brain likes weekends. Yeah. that is an organ that is designed to um, reduce energy consumption. Otherwise, we would not be in that world anymore.
Mm.
Yeah. And I need energy to come up with different patterns, yeah, in order to inspire my brain not to fall back into the things that it already knows. And that is, well, on one hand, is really helpful to explain the world,
Mm.
but on the other hand, it is kind of, yeah, keeping the status quo. Yeah, and even if I reflect on my coaching, which I do frequently, I find myself going back to patterns where I think, oh, that worked. Yeah, that is a specific question or a specific attitude, or I work sometimes with psychological frameworks, and that works, and I see that the client is reacting to that. It gives me, well, that is kind of, it's good for my ego, and I think, well, I'm a good coach. But on the other hand, I have to admit, well, I have the tendency of doing the same things on and on again, and I consider that, or I consider myself to be confronted with exponential futures. Yeah, the future, well, based on the fact of acceleration, we can't foresee the futures. Therefore, I think we need to find something that helps us to stipulate, inspire us to learn on and on again and keep on learning.
Mm.
Yeah. And if, well, it would be so cool if we could find a method, or maybe a tool as well, if we can find something in AI supported, that would be pretty cool. That helps us to to make us conscious about the pattern that we are working with or living in, and kind of foster the change of patterns. That would be cool, I would say.
Mm.
I hope I could bring that across. It's
I,
it's
I
certainly
I
what I
like that.
thought.
Yeah. I mean, r I'm reflecting on that idea or thinking about that idea. And
Mhm.
I'm thinking about in business when I went to INSEAD and did strategic management course there, but we looked at
Yeah,
value chains and we looked at where we are, but we looked up and down that value chain to see how we might disrupt. Now I know that's about business, but maybe there's something there about, okay, if you've got this pattern and value chains of your life or your purpose, what
yeah,
would
yeah,
happen
yeah,
if you
yeah.
went this way or this way a little bit? Just so you disrupt yourself, you make yourself uncomfortable a little bit, but it's enough that stretches you out of the repetitive things.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we are at the moment working with a client on that, a corporate client, and the idea is a term that the Fraunhofer Society invented, and the term is dextrometry, and it is the idea that any organization is moving between efficiency and innovation. Yeah. Efficiency means repeating and optimizing the patterns that worked. Yeah. And with that, you are kind of, yeah, keeping a status quo and optimizing that. Yeah. Again, with the myth of we can control it. On the other hand, is this exactly what you said, this disruption. Yeah. It is the risk of failure on the journey to find new patterns.
Mm,
And I'm so convinced that is something that we need to strengthen, that way of thinking, or not only that thinking, we need to act accordingly. Yeah, we
mm,
need, on one hand, certainly create stable environments, and on the other hand, we need to be prepared to change that in an even faster pace as we are used to. Yeah, because in my world, we live, as said, in exponential times. Yeah, things will move very, very fast, and we cannot foresee everything that will change our environment. So better we train ourselves, our thinking, our attitude in, yeah, finding ways to dance on that scale between
Mm,
uh, yeah, on one hand efficiency and on the other hand innovation. So
mm. I had the visualization there of a tree. You know,
yeah,
you're rooted in your purpose or whatever your mission in life is, but the branches, like a weeping willow, you know, they need to ebb and flow. So, yeah.
yeah. This that is something that I can relate to
Mm,
very, very much. Sure.
mm,
And by doing so, you will not break.
mm,
That is, if you look to nature, the trees, normally they do not break. Yeah.
mm,
And that is something that I find very, very inspiring as well. Yeah.
mm. Is there anything else you would like to share with us before we close?
Well, first of all, thank you for your work, Susan. I really appreciate that, and I always appreciate when we are in contact and sticking our heads together, trying to come up with something that is helpful for the coaching community and is helpful for us as human beings as well.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
and
mm.
I
Yeah,
really really look forward to continue that and hope that we can come up with something that we can be yeah we can say, oh, that worked, maybe next year, and we look back and we can say that worked. And yeah,
yeah, I value and appreciate my time with you, and I agree. I look forward. We've planted quite a few seeds, so I'm looking forward to nurturing them and then just see which ones of them flourish and really help clients and help our coaching community. Thank you.
absolutely.
Have
And
a
you,
wonderful
thank you very
festive
much.
period as well.
Likewise, likewise, Susan, and to all everybody, take
Thank you,
care
Joachim.
and peace and love.
Peace and love. I like that.